there was some footage quite recently of the piper piping through Edinburgh. I was like, that's a Scots DG piper. And so there's a huge amount of pride every time you see them or you hear anything about them, and a real sense of being part of something. So when you turn up to things and you're part of a gang, and even as a wife, you're part of that gang.
Since he joined, I've been learning more about regimental history, which is really interesting. I've learned a lot about the Battle of Waterloo. We've been to Edinburgh Castle, and he's kind of shown me all the kind of lovely memorials and sort of significant paintings and all that sort of thing.
I think with the environment of the military, you have to be disciplined in your job and disciplined as a person. And I feel as though my dad may have brought that into his family by making us all more disciplined and more well-behaved at such a young age. I feel as though everyone that lived in the army base with me, I knew them and I thought of them as a friend.
I mean, phenomenal. So you'd go to the welfare centre, they'd do music, there'd be baby classes, or you'd go to the cafe and there'd always be, or just even, there'd be a friendly face.
We all stayed together, that we bonded with each other. Whenever anyone's away, we would always try and do anything to either put their minds off it or just to let them know, like, you're not alone.
We weren't married at the time. And we didn't live together before we got married. So I was kind of living on my own in Glasgow. I think any kind of welfare support kicked in after we got married and I moved up to Lookers.
You need to know that everyone else is with each other and that we're all, maybe not family by blood, but family in the regiment.
So I mean, that is difficult. I won't lie, it's really difficult. But it's also been quite enriching for me. It's been quite positive in the sense that before Ewan and I got married, I was very much a planner and an overthinker. And what this experience of being an army wife has taught me is to just kind of go with the flow a bit.
There's nothing that can prepare you for it. And thankfully, it was my only time of having to do it. After that, he only went on exercise and things. And we weren't together before when he'd been on other tours.
The second time round, it was a little bit more difficult, knowing, like, you never know, today could be the day that you get a phone call or, someone that you're close to, that their parent has just been given the devastating news. But we all tried to keep each other's minds off it. We all done like events. We all went away on trips and stuff.
We always were very, and I think lots of people do, we were very clear that we wouldn't have a set time for phoning, because then you just spend your time worrying if someone doesn't phone.
So yeah, it's an occasionally worrying and occasionally a bit surreal experience being an army wife. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's exciting.
It changed my career. I worked in London. I organised events for Waterstones Book Company.
I worked for a human rights charity. I mixed with a lot of people who have very mixed and complicated feelings about the British Army.
There was no way I could continue my job. I think I looked at it and I was just like, it just doesn't work. And also we're going back, 11, 12 years. So even we didn't have Zoom. We didn't do things the way now the world has moved on.
Last weekend I was actually at a sort of civil society conference, and there was a big contingency from Northern Ireland there. So I heard more about people's, as I said, complicated relationship with the British Army and its legacy.
I suppose it slightly stymied my career and changed my career path. But also then I became pregnant with Orla.
I have conflicted feelings about that at times, but I just tried to sort of focus on my husband and his own career, and the impressions I have about his friends and colleagues are all really positive.
Once you knew that he was back, you felt as though that the missing piece was back. So everyone felt a lot more happier, but at the same time it was annoying because time went really quick. So when he did come back for the after about 3 months away, he'd come back for R&R, and then he's back for about 2 weeks. And then in them 2 weeks, it feels like 2 days, because we're always doing something, because we know that he has to go back to finish off his tour.
And it was just so exciting to have him home, and you the same. And that's it. So you go from being in a place where everybody's so worried to then just massive celebration generally, and amazing welcome home banners done by. But going back to what the welfare did, remarkable welcome home ceremonies for people, and just this amazing excitement and party feeling, and just wonder at everybody coming back.